Each breath has a soft rhythm that leads to the infinite. It's a dialogue between the body, mind, and spirit that keeps life going and ties us to the divine essence of being. The act of breathing in and out is actually much deeper than it seems. It is a sacred gateway to change, unity, and the eternal mystery that goes beyond life itself. Because it happens all the time, breathing is often forgotten as the link between your soul and this world. It is the quiet person who walks with you on your journey. The rhythm is so soft that it doesn't bother you very often. But if you pay attention to it, if you stop and really feel the life flowing through each breath in and out, then you will feel calm and present. For those brief moments, your breath acts as a link to something much bigger than this world. What does that mean when the rhythm stops? A big change happens when the last breath is taken. Once full of life and energy, the body now gives up and becomes still. At that point, the identity you've built in this world starts to fall apart, and the core of who you are is freed. It's not the end, but a change, a holy unfolding into the limitless realm beyond form. In many spiritual and cultural traditions, this moment has been seen as the most mysterious of all time. One thing is true. Stopping breathing is not the end of being. It is the beginning of a higher state of being. This is true whether it is called a reunion with the cosmos, a passage to nirvana, or the awakening of pure consciousness. This truth is easy to miss in the midst of everyday life. We are tied to the material world by the needs to survive and succeed, while the fragility of life's breath stays in the background. But this breath, which you take for granted so often, is the way to your soul. It is more than just the exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide. It is a sacred current of energy that flows through you and links you to the web of life that goes on forever. This sacred essence is known to ancient wisdom. In Sanskrit, the word prana doesn't just mean breath. It also means the vital life force that keeps everything alive. In the same way, qi or qi in Chinese philosophy is the energy that flows through all living things. These teachings remind us that breath is spiritual as well as physical. It is a gift from the universe that connects you to God. Being aware of your breath brings you into the present moment and into harmony with the eternal flow of life. When you breathe in, you take in the very essence of life. When you let out a breath, you let go of your self-limitations. You start to realize that your breath is not just yours. It is the pulse of the universe moving through you. It is a reminder that you are both limited and limitless, human and divine. Take a break. Take deep breaths. Let the simple act of breathing in and out bring you closer to yourself, where the mysteries of life and beyond are waiting to be found. Because the key to waking up is in every breath, in the dance that never ends between life and death and the limitless spirit that goes beyond both. You take part in a sacred dance between the finite and the infinite with every breath. Every breath is a silent step toward oneness with God. It's a rhythm that helps you get through the mysteries of life. Though, when that dance changes and the breath stops, the world changes a lot. In that stillness, the veil of the physical lifts, and you are drawn into a reality that is both vague and real. Many spiritual teachings say that this is the way to reach higher consciousness. People have caught glimpses of this change, which is often shrouded in mystery, during deep meditation, prayer, or mystical insight. It is said that all attachments, fears, and worries that are tied to the mortal body fall away in the space where the last breath dissolves. What's left is an awareness that knows no limits, a sense of being that goes beyond the physical world. This isn't just the end. It's the start of a journey into a way of life that has been hinted at by near-death experiences, sacred visions, and the knowledge of people who have spent their whole lives trying to understand the unseen worlds. But here's the paradox. This ultimate awakening doesn't just happen at the end of life. Every breath you take right now has the potential to lead you to transcendence. Every breath in is a chance to change, and every breath out is a chance to let go of what doesn't serve you anymore. When you pay attention to your breath, you gain access to deeper parts of yourself. Think about times when taking a single deep breath helped you see things more clearly when you were scared or had a lot going on. That feeling is just a small part of the deep power of breath. Yogis and mystics have known for a very long time that the breath connects the body, mind, and spirit. Pranayama, the art of controlling your breath, is an ancient practice that was created with the idea that if you could control your breath, you could control your mind and reach higher states of consciousness. The demands of life are pulling the mind in a lot of different directions, but your breath holds you down. You can ground yourself in the present moment by focusing on each breath in and out. When there are pauses between breaths, when time seems to stop, you might catch a glimpse of eternity. This is not just something that monks and mystics do when they are alone. Mindfulness programs, therapeutic practices, and wellness initiatives all over the world use being aware of your breath as a way to help people heal and learn more about themselves. Researchers today have confirmed what people have known for a long time. Focused breathing can calm the nervous system, lower stress, and make you more emotionally strong. As you take a conscious breath, the simple exchange of air turns into an alchemical act that can help you find inner peace and self-realization. Take a deep breath in and feel the life force fill you up. Let out all of your breath and let go of your worries and fears. You can connect with the essence of who you really are through this sacred rhythm. You are a being that is not limited by form, but is eternal and endless. Breath, the quiet thread that holds everything together, is your link to God. You get closer to the deep truth that life, death, and everything in between are all part of the same dance that will never end with each conscious breath. There's a reason why spiritual teachers tell their students to stop and take a deep breath before they react to problems in life. That one breath does more than just reset your body. It's a way to get in touch with your inner balance and a moment to think about things in a mindful way. In that brief moment, you enter the heart of mindfulness and become aware of how amazing the present moment is. Even though breathing seems like a simple thing to do, it has deep spiritual meaning and hints at mysteries that go beyond the physical world. In many spiritual traditions, the time between breathing in and breathing out is seen as a sacred interval full of endless possibilities. According to yogis, it is the point where the limited self meets the infinite space of cosmic consciousness. Some Christian mystics say that silent contemplative prayer is a way to connect with God because it lets you hear the sound of eternity in the space between breaths. Zen practitioners compare it to the state of emptiness, where all thoughts are gone and only pure awareness is left. The message is the same in all languages and symbols. The breath is more than just a physical anchor. It is also a spiritual portal, a link to the eternal. So, what does it mean to give up all control of the breath? Is it a scary jump into the unknown, or a gentle release into a state of oneness and unity? Ancient knowledge can help you feel better. From the Vedas to the Bible, the earliest spiritual texts talk about the last breath, not as an end, but as a beginning. People say it takes you to a place where time doesn't exist, and you can connect with a source of infinite love and wisdom. This source is said to be present in both beginnings and endings. Think about the timeless story of the seeker, a man who travels all over the world looking for the meaning of life. As he dies, he realizes that the answers he was looking for were always close by, hidden in the simplicity of the present moment and the rhythm of his breaths. The important thing wasn't taking the last breath, it was giving up, being ready to let go and trust in the big dance of the universe. When it comes to real life, the breath is deeply connected to how we feel and what we are thinking. When you're feeling anxious, your breathing will be shallow and quick. When you're feeling calm, your breathing will be deep and steady. And when you feel relieved, your breathing will become long and slow. Your inner world's ups and downs are reflected in this biological rhythm, which is controlled by your gut. This process is not one way, though, as many ancient and modern practices show. By directing your breath consciously, you can change how you feel and what you're thinking, even when things are going badly. Breathwork practices are based on this understanding. These practices are used to help people relax physically and spiritually, grow and heal. The breath is a powerful tool for change, which is something that ancient traditions have known for a long time. The Egyptians thought of the breath of life as a gift from the gods. For thousands of years, indigenous cultures have used breath as a way to connect with the spirit world and gain knowledge that is beyond our normal understanding. In Kabbalistic Jewish traditions, every breath is seen as a silent call to the sacred, a name of the divine. These old stories and practices remind us that the breath is more than just a way to breathe. It is also magical, a golden thread that connects us to the source of everything. Every breath in is a gift of life, and every breath out is a surrender. As a whole, they make up the beat of existence, a dance between now and forever. Stop right now. Take deep breaths. Take a deep breath in and let it out into the vastness of the unknown. There is a sacred rhythm in your breath that can help you change, connect, and realize that you are not separate from the infinite, but a living expression of its beauty. You can connect with God through your breath. The idea that breath is filled with divine energy may seem poetic to people today, but it has a deep meaning when seen through symbols and personal experience. Every living thing takes part in this steady exchange, which connects us all in a complex web of dependence. What happens, though, when that rhythm stops for good? Is it just a biological conclusion, or does it have a deeper meaning? In a lot of spiritual traditions, stopping breathing is not the end, but the ultimate release. It means leaving the body behind and entering something infinite. Moksha, which means freedom from the cycle of birth and death, is what Hindus call it. Buddhists talk about nirvana, which means giving up all desires and illusions. Christians think of heaven as being one with God's love forever. Each path has its own images and stories, but they all lead to the same universal truth. The last breath is not the end. It is a change, a passage into realms beyond our understanding. In a strange way, this deep truth is easy to lose in the chaos of everyday life. We forget the quiet miracle of our breath, which connects us to both life and something beyond it, when we are busy with other things, meeting deadlines and setting goals. Mindful breathing, on the other hand, shows that the door to the eternal is not locked until the end. It is there all the time, waiting to be noticed. Pause for a moment. Pay attention to your next breath. As the cool air comes in through your nose, feel your chest expand and your lungs fill up. Then follow the exhale, which is the easy letting go. If you do this simple action over and over again every day, it turns into a deep meditation. Getting back into a language you thought you had forgotten is like having a quiet conversation with the essence of life. People who are good at controlling their breath have shown that it is more than just a biological function throughout history. For example, ancient yogis learned how to control their breath and reach states of stillness that are hard for us to understand today. The point of these practices wasn't to show off supernatural skills. Instead, They were about going beyond the limits of the body and mind and connecting with higher levels of consciousness that show how everything is connected. They taught that breath is the key, a way to reach infinity. The breaks in your breath are very important, even in the simplest practice. Every time you breathe in and out, there are two still points. Times when time seems to stop, when you are neither letting go nor drawing in. In spiritual traditions, these small gaps that are easy to miss are seen as places with endless possibilities. This is what yogis call the void. It is a place of pure being where opposites melt away and you can touch the essence of the universe. When you consciously stay in these moments, you start to see a truth that can take away your fears, like those of death, loss, and the unknown. The breath becomes a symbol for life itself, which is a cycle of taking in and letting go, of feeling and letting go. Holding your breath hurts, and holding on to feelings, wants, or fears can suffocate the soul. You can find true peace when you go with the flow of life and let each wave come and go, knowing that the ocean of your being stays the same. This way of looking at things changes not only how you think about death, but also how you live every day. Every breath is a call to be fully present and a reminder that everything changes and is connected. Small worries fade away and appreciation grows for the simple things in life, like the sun's warmth, a loved one's laughter, and the quiet stillness of dawn. The moment of final release is not a disaster when you become aware of your breath. Instead, it is a culmination, a perfect rest at the end of a lifetime's symphony, a final wave dissolving into the vast ocean of existence. Now that I know this, my whole view of life has changed. It's not about holding on or fighting, it's about flowing, breathing, and being. As you go about your day, let each breath remind you of how small you are in the grand scheme of things. Every time you breathe in, you take in the essence of life, and every time you breathe out, you give up control of it. This rhythm holds the key to being mindful and gives you a glimpse of eternity. It's a truth that never changes and can be heard in the breath of all living things. Taking a deep breath is a simple but powerful way to connect with the essence of life. As we start to recognize its power, we can also make room for the very human feelings of loss and fear of death. These feelings are normal and come from the love and connections we have with each other. But if we pay more attention to the breath, we might find new ways to deal with these sadnesses, with kindness, grace, and a sense of sacred acceptance. We may no longer be able to breathe when someone we love dies, but their essence goes beyond and dissolves into the infinite. Not lost, but changed, they flow back into the endless stream of existence, where we will also return one day. From this point of view, death is less of an end and more of an opening, a passage into a world beyond form. The teachings of old wisdom traditions remind us that stopping breathing is not the end, but a way to get back home. These new ideas encourage us to see breath not only as a biological process, but also as a way to connect with our true selves, which doesn't change or depend on time. Many people have found that by meditating, praying, or practicing mindful breathing, the line between themselves and the infinite starts to blur, revealing a lasting, bright awareness. For those who go through this, death stops being a scary enemy and turns into a sacred transition, like the sun going down and the night coming in. This change in point of view doesn't make death more important or less important than life. In fact, life itself becomes more vibrant and valuable when you recognize the sacred rhythm of the breath. Every breath in is a chance to live fully, and every breath out is a chance to let go, forgive, and grow. Every moment is a chance to meet life with love and clarity, to practice being present, and to get in tune with the flow of things. The breath shows us that we are not just observers. Through intention and awareness, we shape our inner and outer worlds. Think about how the tides of the ocean show your breath. The waves come and go, dancing forever between moving and still. The shoreline doesn't go away when the tide goes out, it just changes. In the same way, when you stop breathing, your body may fade, but your true essence grows into an endless ocean of being. From this point of view, fear of death turns into awe, and life itself turns into a holy journey of remembering and finding again. Many spiritual teachings say that the worst thing that can happen is not dying, but not appreciating the amazing gift of life in every breath. In everyday life, just taking a moment to notice your breath can help you feel calm and clear. One deliberate breath in and out can loosen the grip of fear, turn anger into understanding, or turn irritability into patience. This mindful connection builds up over time, changing both your inner world and how you interact with the outside world. People who stick with this practice often find that they are kinder, less reactive, and more aware of the beautiful ways that life is unfolding. Imagine knowing that every breath you take is a miracle and a gift that will soon be gone. This awareness is not a morbid thought. Instead, it can lead to deep gratitude and authenticity. It tells you to settle disagreements, follow your soul's desires, and live in line with your highest ideals. It tells you to enjoy the present moment because that's where life happens. It may not feel like a loss when the last breath is taken. Instead, it may feel more like a sacred merging, an embrace of the infinite. Even modern science, which studies consciousness and near-death experiences, hints at mysteries that can't be explained by matter. These moments of radiant peace and heightened awareness make us think that there is more to life than we can measure. Even though there are still arguments, just the fact that these things are possible makes us more open to approaching life and death with a sense of humility and wonder. No matter what, your breath is always with you, whether you are aware of it or not. It weaves through your happiness and sadness, your wins and losses. In the fact that it never changes, each breath connects you to the bigger rhythms of the universe, the exchange of life's energies, and the huge cycles of creation. This connection doesn't end when you stop breathing. It changes and merges you with the infinite flow. As you think about these truths, you might notice that you're breathing more deeply and be amazed at the miracle of air entering your lungs. You may come to a deeper understanding of the fact that you and the universe are one, eternal, and can't be separated. When you know this, your fear fades and your life is filled with wonder and gratitude. What if everyone in society accepted this awareness? What if more people took a moment to honor the breath and see it as a sacred thread that connects all living things? Maybe our world would change. When we realize that everyone is part of this universal rhythm of life, we might be more empathetic, cooperative, and peaceful. Breathing could become a way to remember how much we are alike and how we are connected to God. And when the last breath is taken, it might not feel like the end, but more like entering the sacred's infinite embrace. Birth brings us into the physical world, breath keeps us alive in it, and stopping breathing leads to a deeper mystery. When we honor the breath while we have it, we get ready for the change, not with fear, but with respect. No matter what kind of path you follow, spiritual or not, the invitation is the same. Explore the breath. It holds the key to presence, peace, and the infinite. Every breath is a chance to love more deeply, live more fully, and get ready for what's next with trust and grace. Take a moment to settle in with the quiet rhythm of your breath. Don't try to hurry or control it. Just notice it gently. Feel how it flows naturally without pushing or pulling, as if you were watching a sacred dance. The world's noise starts to fade away in this silence, and your body gets softer. Tension goes away like mist in the morning sun, and your mind calms down like water that hasn't been rippled. You might find something deep in this space of being here. The never-ending cycle of overthinking ends, and insight starts to rise naturally, like a beam of light cutting through a thick forest. You begin to understand that breathing is more than just a part of your body. It's a link to something bigger than your daily worries. Here, in the embrace of stillness, you may find compassion, not just for yourself, but also for others who, like you, carry the delicate weight of life, balancing happiness and sadness on the same thin thread of life. This act of pausing is revolutionary in a world that is all about speed, productivity, and never-ending striving. Every mindful breath is a declaration that you are free from the shackles of being busy. It also serves as a reminder that what you do, not how full you are, determines your worth. With each breath in and out, you claim the sacred now again, challenging the false idea that happiness is somewhere in the future. In a strange way, this presence makes you more clear, focused, and able to handle your responsibilities with grace and ease. So, the breath isn't just a break, it's a source of power, a way to get new life and vitality. It might be hard to bring this awareness into your daily life, but even small moments of connection can change how you feel. Just 1 minute of mindful breathing in the morning or a few minutes of quiet thought before bed can make your whole life more peaceful. This habit turns into a natural one over time. You come back to your breath, which is a safe place in the middle of all the chaos when you're waiting in line, stuck in traffic, or feeling angry. This timeless wisdom, passed down from sages from different traditions, tells us that the eternal now is the way to enlightenment, heaven, or the presence of God. And the breath is the most direct way to get to the present moment. If you've spent your whole life tuning in to the sacred rhythm of your last breath, you may not be afraid of it, but rather deeply accepting of it. That last breath out could be the moment when you go from being an individual to the vast oneness from which you came, merging into the source of all creation. When you're gone, it may hurt those you leave behind, but they may also find comfort in their grief. They might get the sense that you've returned to the source of everything, the soul breath that gives everything life. Your life's echoes, your kindness, and your unique energy will keep resonating and becoming part of the fabric of the universe. In this case, the invitation is easy. Let each breath teach you something and remind you of the miraculous. Let it awaken you to the beauty and fleeting nature of life, to help you be brave when things change, and to help you love everyone. When you pay attention to your breath, you enter a timeless truth. You are not just breathing, you are the breath, a part of the infinite that can't be separated. Knowing that you have always been and will always be a part of the flow of existence is all that's left when you stop breathing.